Today's case is a nail-biting battle between second chances and hard consequences. Jamie Story, facing a third-degree felony theft charge, has already been caught breaking probation just months after being given a lifeline. On one side, you've got the judge, clearly frustrated, even questioning his own sanity for considering mercy. On the other, a defendant clinging to the hope of one more chance at freedom. Will Jamie convince the court she deserves it, or is this the end of the road? Stick around, because what happens here could mean 10 years behind bars, or one last shot at redemption.
That's a MTRP sentencing. DCCR 1546. Ms. Story was placed on probation February 25th of this year for the offense of theft of property with previous convictions, and that was enhanced to a third-degree felony. The sentence was a 10-year term in prison that was probated for 10 years. Motion to revoke was filed. We were here before, and Ms. Story pled true to all of the counts 1 through 7. I've received the updated report. Have all of you had an opportunity to review that?
Yes, Your Honor.
For the court's recollection, and obviously I, of course, would not hold the court to this, we had some difficulty originally in getting her on probation. She volunteered a couple times. We kind of, based on her criminal history, made a stretch to make the offer. The court was inclined
Don't talk over her.
to go along with it based on some circumstances regarding her homelessness, etc. I do appreciate that she took responsibility for a motion. However, I have a note on my original plea papers that the state would be asking for primarily the max on the motion to revoke. But again, I know Ms. Holmes has an argument with some hard times that she's fallen on, and I'm not ignorant of that. I just want to let you know my position, what it was originally.
I appreciate that, Ms. Holmes.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe originally that was my concern with Ms. Story essentially having probation was her lack of resources, in which she continued when she was placed on probation in February of this year. That came to fruition. She originally was at her brother's home. That didn't work out, and then she went to go to Liberty with a friend, and there was pretty much lack of resources, lack of transportation, and she made the decision to then not contact because she got scared, and here we are. Your Honor, my main argument is that she has not been on probation long to get started. She never has gotten started. Now that she's been in custody, they visited with her at the jail to let her know what steps and what resources that they can provide, so she knows that she does have help. If she does fall on these hard times, that is what probation is for. We are asked to be where she would reside if she's reinstated back on probation to get things back on track. I do see in the recommendations that probation stated if she is granted reinstatement to complete the cognitive track of the intermediate sanctions facility, in which I've gone over that with Ms. Story, and she is willing to do that to have an opportunity to get back on track with probation. Your Honor, we do understand she does have extensive criminal history, and this is not her first rodeo. However, we are asking, due to the severity of how long she can be sentenced to prison, that she at least have one more opportunity to start probation and get back on track and get the resources that she needs.
I don't have anything additional, Judge. I defer to what the court deems appropriate.
I mean, what's appropriate is for you to go to prison for 10 years, probably, with your history and the fact that you got this chance in the first place, right? I mean, probation has all the resources to help you, but they can't go find you and force you to take advantage of those resources. That's up to you. You've been on probation, you've been revoked on every probation you've been on. So the fact that we gave you your probation now, and that I'm even considering leaving you on it, is making me question my sanity, honestly.
disrespecting y'all.
I mean, when you never show up, it's pretty much like you're just flipping us off, you know,
I understand that.
for giving you an opportunity.
I understand
And it's
that,
hard
and
not
I
to
really
take it a little personal.
And I really am sorry, and I'm sorry for disrespecting y'all, and I will do it right this time.
What will you do different?
Everything.
Like what?
I'm gonna get me a job, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna go to probation, I'm gonna pay my fees, I'm gonna do everything that I'm asked to do.
Why didn't you do it before?
I didn't have a ride.
Well, but you could always call,
I don't understand.
right?
So my-
You know, if you don't have a ride again, what happens?
I'm gonna have to go on a call. I just had a granddaughter born, so.
All right, I'm going to do this. Going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 through 7 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to revoke your probation. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to continue you on probation. I'm going to order you, telling you, I mean, it's, if you are back in here, I really am going to see all of this. I see everything every time. And there's not going to be negotiations. There's not going to be, let's give you less than the 10. You've agreed to 10 years already. If you violate, it's 10 years in prison, and you can see your grandbaby when she's 5, 6, or 7 when you parole out. All right, so that's what's at stake, is a 10-year sentence, not some lesser, maybe just 2 because you couldn't find a ride. You agreed to it, it's all yours if you violate. Does that make sense? All right, go back with the bailiff. Good luck.
What an incredible hearing. Let's break this down piece by piece, because this wasn't just a routine probation violation. It was a test of the justice system's balance between accountability and compassion. From the very beginning, we see the judge reminding everyone that Jamie Story had already been given a massive break. Instead of serving a full 10-year prison sentence for felony theft, she was put on probation, essentially a second chance to rebuild her life outside of prison walls. But here's the catch. Probation isn't just freedom. It comes with obligations. Reporting regularly, paying fees, finding stable housing, and above all, showing the court that you're serious about changing. Jamie's problem? She never even got started. Within months, she fell off the radar, citing lack of transportation, homelessness, and fear as reasons for not following through. Now let's be clear, those challenges are real, and courts often take them into account. But as the prosecution and probation officers pointed out, resources were available. She just didn't use them. And that's where the tension comes in. Was this a case of bad luck and tough circumstances, or a pattern of neglect and excuses? The defense leaned heavily on her struggles, painting a picture of a woman down on her luck, who just needed a stable place to live and another shot at proving herself. They even lined up a plan. Jamie could live with her mother, enter a cognitive intervention program, and finally get on track. It was a heartfelt plea. But the judge wasn't buying excuses. His words carried frustration, almost disbelief. I'm even questioning my sanity for considering keeping you on probation. That line alone shows just how close Jamie was to losing it all. And when Jamie apologized, promising to do everything differently, the judge pressed harder. Why didn't you do it before? That's the million-dollar question in these cases. Then came the dramatic turn. Instead of revoking her probation and sending her away for 10 years, the judge took a risk. One final risk, by continuing her probation. But he made the stakes crystal clear. If she messes up again, there's no negotiation, no reduction, no leniency. It's straight to a 10-year prison sentence. And the emotional gut punch? The judge told her flat out. If you violate, you'll see your granddaughter when she's 5, 6, or 7. When you parole out. That's not just legal talk, that's a personal, human reminder of what's at stake.